I get to serve in Congress on the 50th anniversary of Stonewall. It like blows my mind, but it also helps me see, like, look how much further we can go. How much better as a society can we be? And that is the thing that we should be shooting for. But we gotta celebrate the wins when we can. I was raised by a single mom. She was in the Army for 20 years. My mom let me make mistakes. She also never suppressed me. There was a strong foundation there of being allowed to just be me when I was growing up. This is a picture of my mom getting her bachelor's degree. I now call myself a former first-generation college student because my mom graduated a couple of years ago. I managed to get into Cornell for law school. You know, it was a pretty amazing experience for someone who came from my background. I never would have imagined that as a kid. I went to a big law firm, learned a ton, but was definitely not in the area where I thought I could have the most impact. So I got the chance to do some community and economic development work in Native communities. Had an epiphany about the lack of understanding that most of us have about the federal government. So I applied to be a White House fellow. When I went back to Kansas, I tried to figure out what I should do. And it turned out through a series of things that what I should do is run for Congress. Usually when I talk about my kind of path to getting to Congress, I don't end up talking about mixed martial arts all that often, but it is actually a huge piece of my identity. It made me a more solid, disciplined person, and it definitely helped with my mental toughness, which played a huge role in being able to be a candidate for Congress. When I won my election, I ended up being one of the first 2 Native American women elected to Congress. I also became the first out member of the LGBTQ community elected to the Kansas congressional delegation. The idea that I could go and try to get an apartment somewhere in the district that I represent and could be discriminated against based on the fact that I am an out lesbian is it is unfathomable to think that we're still in this place. I'm a member of the Equality Caucus. The Equality Act passed through the House a few weeks ago. We just sent a message that it is not okay to discriminate against people who are part of the LGBTQ community. That LGBTQ people should have the same rights and responsibilities as anybody else in this country. And then you've got people like myself who are making sure that these protections are worked into legislation like the Equality Act, but also other pieces of legislation. And let's recommit to making sure that every citizen in this country can exercise their constitutional right to vote. And when we ask questions in meetings and when we read through bills and we see something that might accidentally or sometimes intentionally exclude somebody who's a part of a marginalized community, we see it and we can head those things off. I think that's the kind of impact that having broader diversity of thought and experience in a legislative body can have.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.